Speedruns. This is Sigma Fan. Joining alongside me is J Pop for Life, and this is our second chance feature for today. It is TapatioJ, our is it 18th seed versus KewlioMZX, who is our 20th seed. It's winner go home today, and well, it's hopefully one of these two will stick it out and have a deep run. J Pop.
Yes, Sigma. One of these two will be advancing on, and the other one will unfortunately be going home. But we got an exciting matchup here, and we will see what these two bring out today.
Yep, and maybe we get go five. Maybe it's a sweep. You can never tell with this game. I mean, as Cards always says, the game knows, we don't.
The game knows, the game likes to troll, the game does what it does best, which puts all of our runners in a misery at it seems at times.
And right now we're just awaiting a setup from TapatioJ, and then we'll get started here.
Okay, I've counted down the runners and set them off, and here we go. Game number one will be underway shortly here in this second round, second chance brackets against TapatioJ and KewlioMZX.
The winner of this will square off against Lucha Jim, and neither one of these runners do the orb manip.
Yep, we got traditional strats going on here for both runners, getting that razor shield, staying in the middle, and clearing out the swarmers as they come in. No drops to take note of, and it looks like they'll be done. Slight hole shot to Tapatio J on the opening game.
Yeah, but you're only going by about a couple tenths of a second.
Um, I'm thinking someone would say that's what's that word? What's that word?
It's still too close to call. No good drop so far, and Coolio goes down trying to go for a foot, but we'll get his shield. TapatioJ is keeping control of the center. Sees a nuke, is just going to keep on firing, and Coolio is just going after everything, trying to pick up everything, hoping for a quick orb.
Yep, the orb, the all-important orb. And Coolio gets the orb on the feet, and Tapatio gets a razor shield, the orb doubling your firepower, which is obviously twice as better than shooting without it. Tapatio getting in to eat my shrapnel at about a 129. Coolio's about to get out with a 139. So about a 10-second lead right now for Tapatio as they are in Eat My Shrapnel.
Yep. It depends on whether Tapatio gets an orb in this room or not. Both of these runners are so solid in this room that he will more than likely keep his 10-second advantage.
That's right, Eat My Shrapnel. Dubbed the auto scroll room because there are 18 Mr. Shrapnel that you have to take out, and no more than 4 can be on the screen at any given point. Tapatio gets out of there at a 214. Um, we'll cover Mr. Shrapnel again next time. Coolio getting it at a 223.
And some good rockets for TapatioJ that he got the drop on, and now Coolio gets rockets. So he's going to start to catch up on Tapatio, whereas Tapatio is looking for an orb, and he's not getting much of anything except for that first drop rocket.
Yes, Tapatio picks up the grenade, still fishing for that orb. Gets a spreader. Coolio with a spreader as well. The drops have been even, except with the exception of the orb. And you're right that Coolio could be cutting into this lead a bit due to the lack of drops and having that orb.
Oh, I think he's already cutting that lead. However, grenades on the feet does not help.
Tapatio still going around struggling. Picks up a key. Another empty drop. A nuke for Coolio. We'll see if he tries to use that. Looks like he's trying to. Yes, he does. But loses the orb at the time he pulls off the nuke. A rough go at it there. But you're right, Sigma. Coolio does take the lead.
He's got about a 10-second lead. And both of them are in the room at the same time. So, let's break it down a little bit. Your next match is a quarterfinal match in the winner's bracket. You will be taking on Mr. Dino, the 7 seed, as you are the 2 seed.
That is the next one. Coolio gets an opening rocket drop and then gets hit by the shrapnel. Good and bad opening for Coolio. Tapatio Tapatio missed the nuke.
Yeah, he got clipped.
He got clipped. So both runners having possibly a good opening and then turning south very, very quickly. Coolio with a replacement orb. Tank Trouble, the hardest room of the run outside of the Trolltoid. Tapatio finally gets an orb on his own. This could be an even race coming out of here.
It depends on the drops. Remember, Coolio already had a 10-second lead coming into this. And he drops the orb. His orb got clipped.
And Tapatio does get the rockets. You were saying about it that the drops could matter here. Coolio losing the orb and Tapatio getting the vitamin R could cut into that 10-second lead and possibly even take the lead. It is close. Coolio with a 4:55 and Taps with a 5-minute flat is cut that lead to 5 seconds. Here we go, the first Mutoid head-to-head.
Coolio gets spreaders, does not die for him, though.
Yes, he decided to go for the early damage before the Mutoid vibrates coming into the room. Not sure. Coolio gets gunned down by the gunners again. Tapatio waiting for the next drop. Has a spreader. Can't die for it. Goes for Manos and he gets vibrated as well.
Yeah, he didn't get too much on that one. But he does have lobbers. He's going to be safe going into them. Coolio's Mutoid is just park out stuff, but he has
a spreader. Mutoid was parked on that spreader. Didn't know what it was, but Coolio gets it after the death. Tapatio working with grenades back to lobbers. Coolio with a half-form lead as Tapatio's second arm is getting popped off right now.
Make that a full-form lead.
Full-form lead for Coolio. Chest popped. They're both now waiting for drops. Grenades and lobbers. Advantage lobbers right now.
Yeah, Coolio had to do some maneuvering to not get stuck on a mine. Head is popped. Empty drop, he will take it, though.
He will grab it and try to force that next drop, which is a lobber in the south of the room. Tapatio going to work with rockets. Gets the head popped up. Less than a form lead, but how much is the difference still? Lobbers for both. Coolio first to the final form. Tapatio right behind him. This is neck and neck just about. Rockets for Coolio, lobbers for Tapatio. Lobbers for both, waiting for them. How will this go? And Coolio is going to get Mutoid out first. And he will exit at a 7:08. And Taps Mutoid, shaking his head, looking around at it. And he will be out of there at a 7:20. Coolio takes game 1.
Yeah, and what happened there is that Coolio actually was able to use the spreader manip to the best of his advantage. And that's how the cookie crumbles, so to speak.
Yep, Coolio getting that spreader, getting that big glitch damage, jamming the spreader gun into the side of Mutoid, and was able to take the lead and hold on to it till the end of that race. Still very, very close indeed. All right, we are ready for our runners. Let me go get them counted in, and we'll be off to game number 2. Yes, the winner of this match will advance on to face Lucha Gym, the 11th seed, in the third round of the 9th annual Super Smash TV tournament. And here we are again in Arena 1. Razor Shield, but Tapatio's Razor Shield was not in the usual location. I wonder what occurred there, Sigma.
You probably missed the manip or something, but it didn't matter too much because he just went around it and just took care of the grunts anyways.
And you are right. I mean, a Razor Shield opening is still a Razor Shield opening. Coolio with a 40, Tapatio with a 41. So a 1-second lead headed into collect power-ups.
And Coolio with Orb on the feet this time around, let's hope that he has better control of it. He dropped 3 of them in the last game.
Yes, and Tapatio getting a second drop orb, so RNG smiling upon these two runners at this current moment. So we will see how these two runners handle the orb, keep it healthy, and work on these swarmers.
And Tapatio got some rockets to help clear out the room. And he's out a couple seconds earlier. And ooh, Coolio playing a little fast and loose for my liking. He's got the rockets, and there's a Razor Shield there. It's a good combination. I don't think it matters too much in this room, though.
Yes, rockets for both. Coolio has now spent his, but has that Razor Shield. But yes, this is Eat My Shrapnel. 18 Mr. Shrapnels they need to take out. No more than 4 could be on the screen at any given moment. And you have to take care of the supplementary swarmers. Ideally, you get out of here in a 42.5-second room. Both of them still just a second apart, headed into total carnage.
Neither one had any good drops or close by to maybe pick
Ooh,
it up.
Taps gets clipped by a shrapnel there.
Yeah.
Loses the orb. It's tough with those Mr. Shrapnels and all of those grunts in the room. A lot of attention gets split a million ways. Coolio with a Razor Shield, so he's going to try to sit in the middle. Taps with a replacement orb, and does get it.
He's got the nuke, but a good spawn out, though, so it's not going to damage him at all.
Yep,
Coolio's probably got the lead again by about 4 seconds. Now he's got rockets. He can clear out this room, hopefully.
Yeah, Coolio with the Razor Shield and rockets and orb, the Holy Trinity, and is going to be out of this room first at a 3:08. Tapatio trying to finishing up. It gets a late Razor Shield at the very end of the room. Going to clear out these Mr. Shrapnels and will get out at a 3:18. A 10-second lead yet again going into tank trouble.
Just want to let everybody know about more quarterfinal action yet to be scheduled. It's Bryce off against Prince Leaf. This is a match we're really looking forward to. Winner advances to the semifinals to go on against Tatsuo.
That will be an exciting match. Be sure to take a look when that match comes around and enjoy it, folks.
Coolio drops his orb. He got too close to the gunner.
Yes, he did. He got too close to the gunner trying to take it out. And Tapatio coming in with... He's trying to get to these rockets and gets shot just as he gets it, so he loses his orb as well. Tank trouble being lots of trouble here for these two runners as Coolio goes down again.
Yeah, I think Tapatio got a little bit too greedy there. And now Coolio's going to get a Razor Shell. That's going to give him some good defense.
Razor and gets the orb as well. Tapatio with the orb as well. Hey, these drops have been equal, trying to keep this as even as possible here. Tapatio getting a spreader now. It will help clear out this room. Coolio finishing up and getting in at a 439. And Tapatio finishing it up here and gets in at a 450. Lost only a second to Coolio here going into Mutoid, so it's still anybody's race.
Coolio going for the Ball Buster. Does not get it.
Does not get it. Just missed it by a little bit. We're going to pick up the spreader and try to do manuals. Getting some manuals. Oh, he missed the invulnerability. That was right there. Oof. A tough break there for Coolio. Tapatio, did he get that ball buster? It looked like he did.
Looks like he did.
Looks like he did. And has an arm popped off because of it. So Tapatio has taken the lead as Coolio goes for manuals again and gets vibrated. But gets the lobbers over here.
And it's very important where you aim those lobbers. If you see that little circle where Mutoid Man is and the little square underneath his neck, you get in that area, you do double or sometimes triple damage.
Yes, double and triple damage. There's a spreader chest for Coolio. He's going to take the Telio to go get it. Tapatio has to go manuals with his spreader. Coolio gets a chest popped off. Tapatio gets the chest popped off. Coolio gets the head popped off though, and another spreader, but decides to go back and gets run over. Tapatio with the spreader, but he has a vulnerability. Will he go for it? He's gonna go for it and die. Will he get to it in time? No!
That's a big opportunity lost. Can Coolio get to these rockets? Barely, but he does. He's gonna pop the body, and he's on his final form.
He's on the final four. Tapatio again going manuals, gets the head popped off. Gets another spreader right here. This could be the turn he needs to catch up. Coolio with grenades. Tapatio with the spreader damage. Is getting transfer damage. Coolio gets run over and needs to use it. Continue. Tapatio using lobbers. This is so close, Sigma. And Tapatio gets it.
Coolio had it. Tapatio stole it.
Tapatio at the very end claims victory, gets out at a 7:03, and Coolio with a 7:08. Oh my goodness, what a back and forth Mutoid Man fight that was there.
It certainly was, and the tail was that last spreader that Tapatio got. He was able to do all the damage they needed to do with it, and then was able to transfer that into a lobber and was able to finish him off.
Great moves indeed, and great drops for Taps, and actually great drops for Taps and Coolio in that Mutoid Man fight. They were both getting spreaders. Both of them had a spreader opportunity taking the death, and just great play from both of them, and just went back and forth until the end.
So the best of 5 now becomes a best of 3.
That is correct. Both have one win in this match. You gotta get to 3 first to move on. And both of these runners looking to stay in the tournament and continue on. And hopefully advance to new heights for both of these runners. Tapatio again with the oddball Razor Shield, but he does get the Razor Shield regardless. And I agree with you, Sigma, from the last game that would not affect him too much, as he just went around, shot the opening grunts, and then picked up the Razor Shield. Nothing to it.
And sometimes that's a good way to do it because you're able to focus more. And such is the case here. Tapatio has a 1 second advantage over Coolio.
Yep, Tapatio with the whole shot. Let's see what the opening drops are for these runners in collect power-ups. Opening or for Tapatio, opening foot for Coolio, so Tapatio with the advantage.
So Tapatio's standard operating procedure, keep your ground in the center, blast away whenever you can.
Yep. Oh, get sabotage on the feet with grenades. Grenades kill your firing range, making most of the shots ineffective. Coolio grabbing grenades himself. He is continuing to fish for an orb here and collect power-ups. And is getting lots and lots of feet.
So many feet that Rex Ryan would be jealous.
Coolio getting in at about a 138. Tapatio having a 127, I believe. They're back here and eat my shrapnel. Ooh, nice dodge of the shrapnel by Coolio. And Coolio will be fishing for that orb as Tapatio having no issues at all, just clearing out the room as they come in. Coolio get nothing but invulnerability. Tapatio out at a 211. And just trying to keep these shrapnels under control. Tapatio with an opening Razor Shield. Very nice. He should be able to take care of most, if not all, of this room with the orb and Razor Shield. Coolio getting in at about a 226.
And he gets an invulnerability to start, and now he is really chasing. He's got rockets, but he gets clipped. Can he get to the rockets in time, though? No, he cannot.
Got clubbed down and just couldn't, but gets the orb. What do we call that? Isn't that the Prince Leaf manipulation? Die and then you get an orb. So Coolio does get an orb, and it will help mitigate some of this damage time loss. But Tapatio just about finishing up the room here with a strong time of 3:06.
That is a really good time. Coolio, meanwhile, just keeping pace with a bunch of spreaders, getting rid of all these grunts. He should be out, hopefully, within the next 10 seconds.
He does grab the nuke. Not quite the end of the room, but pretty close. And so he's going to get out of here at a 3:30. Tapatio getting into tank trouble now. Let's see how this room opens up. It's been a little troublesome for both runners. Tapatio in the corner with invulnerability, so he's alive, trying to keep that orb alive. Gets to the spreader, still has the orb, taking down the grunts, and takes out one gunner and two gunners, and still has the orb. Beautiful play there by Taps.
I am in awe of that dancing that Tapatio pulled off there. The way he was able to balance that orb with the gunner and the spreader and the shrapnel and the grunts that were coming in, he had to thread the needle there, and he did it. He did it beautifully there. Top marks.
I absolutely
he gets
agree.
clipped.
Clipped by a tank shot, gets the nuke walking out the door. Coolio has both gunners down and is still fighting with that orb. So we'll see if the lead will change, because Coolio was about 20 plus seconds behind, but has that orb now, gets rockets. Tapatio still gonna get out at a 4:30, pretty darn good. And Coolio still cleaning up here. We'll see what it is. He will cut into this lead some. Tapatio with an opening spreader. Gets shot, and there's an invulnerability right after. This is game nose territory. Coolio starting the mutantoid fight and gets a first drop grenade. We'll go ahead and pick that up. Is he looking for the ball buster? Looks like he is, but
He's
getting
too
cornered.
high. He is way too high.
Way too high and had to go manuals for that. Tapatio with a spreader has a little bit of vulnerability left. Gets the first arm popped off. Coolio gets his arm popped off. A spreader for Tapatio. He'll be able to get more spreader glitch damage and vulnerability runs out. Coolio taking the death, going for that spreader.
Not in
Tapatio doing
time.
manuals. Not in time. Too late. Gets lobbers on the feet. Tapatio getting the chest popped off, so it is a form and change lead. Just about a form as Coolio gets the arm popped off.
Empty drop for TapatioJ. Coolio still doing damage. Gets hit, though. He's going to get grenades, though, but he'll have some time. And he's doing it on the top base of his head. Base of Mutate's head. If you do that with rockets or nades, you're able to do a little more damage. You'll be able to do double damage. Coolio avoiding the laser shot.
Another empty drop for Tapatio. There's a spreader again, but vulnerability running out, so he has to go manuals. Is getting to the final form, though.
Yep. Coolio pops his head. So it's one form back. Tapatio's just hoping for a weapon. Gets lobbers, though, so he could take him out. Spreader's right there, unless he vibrates over it.
And Tapatio pops off Mutoid. Coolio on the final form. Pretty darn close again. This time, Mutoid was being a little trolly to both of the runners in this one. Tapatio getting it done.
He was, but to be honest, it was in total carnage where this race was won. TapatioJ had a 27-second lead going out of that room, and he only lost 10 seconds of that lead all the way through.
You are 100% correct there, Sigma. 709 for Tapatio, 729, I believe, for Coolio. So yes, that room won in total carnage in game number 3. And now, Tapatio has 2 chances to win the match and move on to face Lucha Jim. And Coolio his tournament life is now on the line. Let me get these runners counted in.
Also want to let everybody know of more races that are coming. There is a round 2 in the second chance bracket match coming up soon. Hopefully to get that scheduled. It will be Jacobus Wedge taking on Johnny Link. So we got a really good lineup of action going. It's just a matter of being able to, real life happens.
As correct. Mr. Dino is back from his Mexican speedrunning event. Mr. Dino, we appreciate all that you do here, doing the heavy lifting, bringing to you the action that we see right here in front of us as Tapatio and Coolio get into game number 4.
J-Pop, you should really show your appreciation for him. Let him go to the semifinals.
Well,
do what you did last year, battle through the second chance bracket and make your way to the grand finals.
Well, I might be bought for $1. In any event, here we are in collect power-ups and vulnerability and some feet as the opening drops. More feet and grenades. These runners are fishing for that orb. Coolio with a razor shield.
And rockets too, so that's really going to help him out. By the way, everything that I just said was in jest. So we don't take buyouts here. We just take sponsorships from Taco Bell and places like that.
Yeah, in jest, I can't be bought for $1. I don't know what you're talking about. Both of them getting into Eat My Shrapnel, Coolio with some rockets, both of them still orbless though. So we will see who will get the first orb that may turn the tide in this race. Both working the grenade, still looking for that orb. Tapatio gets rockets, which will help, and gets the first orb of the game. Coolio out at about a 212, so he still has the lead. Tapatio getting out at a 218. Coolio with an opening razor shield to start, but still is looking for that orb. And gets an orb on the feet, so they are ready to go in total carnage.
He's also going to pick up a spur to help alleviate matters. Tapatio went a little bit further than I would have liked for that spreader. Even that one, too. Coolio's actually gaining because of that, because he has wasted time going for that spreader.
Yep, it's always a tough decision to either go for a drop outside of the center or to stay in the center. Those fire lanes really start to diminish once you move out of there. And Coolio, Razor Shield almost gone, is gone now. And it looks like he's going to try to use the nuke. Tapatio's going to get that spreader. Not quite done at the end of the room, but still Coolio's going to have the lead here.
It was good use of the nuke anyways, and he's going to have... Coolio's going to have a 2-second lead, and we have both together, so it's time for some good old product placement with Taco Bell. Taco Bell, Taco Bell, you know the rest of the jingle.
Actual product placement with Taco Bell. Get yourself a Baja Blast, a beefy 5-layer burrito, and a Crunchwrap Supreme. Here we go, take trouble. Let's see how this room handles for both of them. Opening rocket drop for Tapatio, that's great. Takes out both gunners. Coolio has to go to the bottom left to help keep himself safe. Takes out one gunner and is working on the other still. Apps in the middle, gets invulnerability, and nice dance, he still has the orb.
Getting more vulnerabilities. I don't like him leaving the center, though. He had good firing lanes, but I don't know about this.
Yeah,
Coolio
really,
does drop his orb, though, but it's still close.
it's still close, but Tap's seemingly having the advantage. Another replacement orb, or a replacement orb for Coolio, dancing around. All of the bullets does come out of there intact. Tapatio has taken the lead with a 439. Coolio just a little bit back with a 448, less than a 10-second lead into Mutoid. Tapatio getting started right now. Coolio needs this game to stay alive in the tournament. Gets Lobos on the feet, is able to take out that swirl. Very good job. Very difficult to hit the swirl when you have the lobbers because they arc and don't fall in a straight line. Both runners missing the ball buster right there, not quite getting it. Both have both gunners down now. Coolio gets that, but has a
got blessed.
He gets blessed with a spreader. Second arm popped for both players now, so we're just about even. Tapatio with some lobbers and a lobber refill waiting for him, does get it. Tapatio getting the chest popped off. Coolio going to work with lobbers here. About a half form change as Coolio gets his chest popped off, but Tapatio with a spreader.
Yeah, it's heads up play. He saw that. He went for it. He got it. He popped the head. Now he's getting ready to pop the body. Not much transfer damage, though. Sadly, he's not going to have a weapon. He's going to have to wait for another weapon to come.
There's a spreader chance for Coolio. Will he get it?
Late.
Oh, he just missed it. Coolio went for the spreader death, was just too far away from anything to die from and couldn't get to the spreader in time. And Tapatio finishes off Mutoid with the fastest time of today, a 6:26. Tapatio will move on to the third round of the 9th annual Super Smash TV tournament against Lucha Jim. And Coolio, well, his tournament is sadly for him over.
Coolio played well in this match. It just a couple of instances where it just got away from him. Tapatio in game 2 just Coolio had the big advantage near the end, but a perfect spreader by Tapatio at the perfect time got game 2. Game 3, as we said earlier, it was that 27-second lead going out of Total Carnage. And then game 4, just the drops favored TapatioJ in Mutoid, and that led to 3 straight for TapatioJ winning this match 3-1.